Alright, I got some exciting news for you guys. You know that Cindy Says game that I said I was working on like ages ago? Yeah, well, it's finally finished. Oh, what's that? You don't remember it because it was so long ago? Well, you'd be forgiven. Okay, so pretty much I ported it to Android first, um, and I couldn't test it out because my phone's old as shit. So my good friends uh, Waffles and Marty allowed me to test it out on their phones, and it runs like a dream. It's pretty damn good. Um, yeah, it doesn't work on my phone for some reason. I've got a Galaxy A10, which is getting on a bit, so um, I released it for Windows. That allows you to. It runs like a good speed, better speed, like for Windows than it does for Android. I notice there's a little bit of slowdown still at the start when you play it on Android. Like when Cindy does the move for the first time, it'll drop the frame rate a bit, but I'm not entirely sure what's causing that. I've bug tested it, it's no issue, so it says. I have tried recoding it all from scratch, and it was still doing it. I was getting rid of the functions that was built in, the built-in function of DS lists, because I heard that they were at slowing the games down. Like, it's kind of like a well-known thing on the internet, that DS list, and I didn't know about it until I read about it, that it slows the games down, it drops the frame rate to a crawl. But so I went and did my own version of it, and yeah, bypassed the DS list, and it still was acting up, so I don't know. But it can be played in a web browser. There's still a little bit of slowdown. If I get on top of what the hell it is, I'll definitely be updating it. I'll probably do a little updates here and there, but I kind of want to move on to other things. Like, this is completely free, so yeah, you are able to give donations if you so choose to. I'm not e-begging you. What's more important to me is that you play the game and share it with your friends and enjoy it. Have a blast, have fun. Um, So yeah, these are my projects I've made in the past anyway. Rush Hour was my first game I ever made in Game Maker. Captain Retro was like probably my first platform game, even though I have previously said in the past that Quest for K9 was my first platform game. This is the old 2012 version of Quest for K9. I made this, oh yeah, when I was still at school actually. I think I just finished high school, and I was mucking around with Game Maker while I was at high school. So if you want to make your own characters walk and stuff like that by the press of a key on the keyboard, you have to do it your bloody self. That's what I learned. So um, yeah, that was quite tough to learn, but I got there. Um, so Cindy Says is more than just a reskin of Simple Simon, which is another old game that I made. Um, Simple Simon for Android, I did that back in the day, and Simple Simon for Windows. It's pretty much the same game, just copying the patterns. But you know, I added some witty lines here and there because this is supposed to be a parody of the ex-New Zealand Prime Minister, who's a complete joke in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Space Game is a really cool sort of retro space shooter. We'll have a look at it, eh? Um, so put in quite a lot of effort into this one. Um, yeah, this is like one of the graphic styles. This is like pre-rendered 3D, which, you know, normally I'm not really a fan of, but you know, I put a lot of work into that. I did it in Maya or Maya or whatever the hell you say it was. Um, yeah, these are the 3D models I did. They look quite cool. Like, they're very simple shapes, but they look quite cool in the top-down view. So yeah, it starts off with like Atari kind of graphics, like asteroids, and the whole actually asteroids was a massive inspiration for this because I was like, okay, what would happen if the asteroids could actually shoot back at you and they were trying to kill you, intentionally instead of just floating around. So yeah, that's what made me come up with the idea. So I thought these evil red ships are going to shoot at you, and yeah, you just got to survive a massive onslaught until you eventually lose all your lives. There's two players as well, which is cool. Two players can share the keyboard, or I think you can use a controller as well. I think it's Xbox 360 controller, but I'm sure a PS5 controller would work. Maybe, I don't know. This is another graphics evolution, so it goes from like Atari style graphics to this, which is like more like the NES era, um, and then it goes to like Super Nintendo kind of era. I tried to kind of like when you fly through wormholes, it'll change up the graphics. It's just a cool little idea that I had. Ice Cream Man is the dude that did the music for this. This is like the only game he ever did music for me for. He did a brilliant job. It's like the perfect vibe for this style of game. It's like all synth kind of music. So yeah, he did a bloody good job. Um, so it's really an honor to have his work as part of the project. Um, I now have LR Artunist, who is a very talented musician and artist. She's full of creative ideas. She is now doing the music for my projects. I was doing a remake of Quest for K9, which I am no longer doing because of the loss of my dog in February last year. It's nearly coming up a year, so I just lost all steam. Sorry guys, I couldn't bring myself to like work on it. This was like originally a game that I was honoring the life of another dog that passed away called Pip. She was like a Jack Russell Terrier. But Ryan passed away last year. He was attacked on a walk when my mum was walking him. My mum was all good, but Ryan, sadly, his injuries were too great. He survived initially, but yeah, he had this little hole in the in sort of the inside of his thigh, and that was like the tiny little hole. The main wound on his um, outer leg was like healing up really good, and we were like, oh, we're just gonna get the stitches out and he'll be back to normal. But didn't happen that way, so it sucks, dude. He never even made it to like 2 years old. But I've told the story before like 50 billion times. Um, Also had like a unique experience which I will probably make public another time. I think I already have actually made a video about it. Anyway, I'm talking about games here. Um, this is like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of got inspiration by Master System games like Wonder Boy and Sonic the Hedgehog and a little bit of Mario obviously splashed in there. These are very pixelated clouds, and it's very kind of pixelated for a game that's inspired by Master System. But yeah, it's kind of like 16-bit cross 8-bit or something. But yeah, this was quite a cool version of it. But the version that I remade was like even better, and I had LR Artunis because she was doing the music for the remake of this, and yeah, it was fantastic music, and I had it so you could change from like old school retro graphics to hand drawn artwork, so that was an achievement. Um, there was different weapons. There was, oh, Jim is the main character. He had frisbees in the original game, um, and he would, yeah, he had a frisbees, a boomerang, and a plastic pop gun. And in the remake, he had frisbees. He had a boomerang. He had this like sort of gun that had shot like a sucker arrow, kind of like quack shot at the wall, and you would like jump up the little arrows that you like sucky arrows that you shot into the wall to climb the high platforms. It was pretty cool. Um, I think I've got some footage of that on the channel somewhere, so check it out if you want, but there's probably no point because you won't be able to play it. It's a discontinued project, just like Super Cyborg Space Commando. This was another discontinued project. I've discontinued a lot of these projects because I just either lost steam or just didn't have a strong enough vision for it, but I wouldn't say it was a waste of time because I learned a lot while doing this stuff. As you can see, I'd use like kind of original Game Boy colors for this one. And the whole gimmick behind this was you'd be able to switch to like full color, which is cool. And yeah, it kind of looks like almost like a fighting game at this point, but it's not really. The enemies would have one hit point, and the whole story behind this is the prologue, is that you were a police officer, kind of like RoboCop style, and you get like gunned down on the job. There's these like you you go back to the police station and like these gang members are like holding the place hostage until you release their leader, because you basically just arrested them that morning, and so yeah, these guys are out to get you, and yeah, it's a pretty cool. It was a cool little prologue. There's a little bit of dialogue in there. Um, yeah, pretty awesome. I think a few people have played this now, but this is just like one half of the game. This is like just the prologue. The main game was like completely different. Um, I don't think I have that on here, but yeah, the main version was like more of a run and gun. Like the main style of the game was like a run and gun, like Contra style. And yeah, I've got footage of that on the channel if you're interested. I'll leave links if I remember. So check in the description if you're interested in that. I'll leave a link. Super Cyborg Space Commando. Should be able to see it, what it looks like. Um, Bubba's Diet Dash. This was another one that I might as well just click on this actually. Put it on mute. Hopefully I can before it goes off. Come on. Hurry up and load. Hey, I'm back up to 840 subs. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I did the music for this. It's pretty atrocious. It sounds like Cubit falling down the fucking stairs. I mean, it was quite a cute jingle actually. Basically, you're like, what the fuck is this? Well, depending on what food items you collect in this game, um, it depends on the outcome, and the outcome you will see very shortly. But we're going to have to go high definition for this. Oh, we can only go 480p. Alright, get ready for it. Oh, come on, we had to have sound for that. There we go. That's just one outcome. So I was actually thinking about porting this to Android at some stage and making it like a remake, but LRRTunist and I have got other ideas that we're going to be doing. So I think this is just when you collect positive. Oh no, just junk food, I think. Okay, just fast forward along to the outcome. Okay, so okay, I only got 3 bad items. If you get it, like, depending on how many you get, the bigger the poop. But this was just like all junk food, and like it was 3 junk foods. Eat more fruits. So yeah, I thought it was just like a funny little game. So what's this one gonna be? But you'll never guess. Okay, we've got a fiery turd, so obviously I had picked up the curry. This one's like it'll load a different map every time you play. So I just got curry then, spicy. Um, the farts literally do nothing except make fart sounds, so you know you got a good game. Okay, here we go. What's this one gonna be? Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, that's Bubba's Diet Dash. Oh, we've got to see what the last one is, don't we? Suppose we better. Come on. Oh, you didn't eat anything. Okay. The screen was having a spaz then. Alright, never mind. Right, let's go back. That was Bubba's Diet Dash anyway. Interesting game. Addition Rock is one that I did as a game making challenge. It's like they have like these challenges that they do. I can't remember what they're called. Game something. I'll have a look. See if it's any trace of what it is. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But basically, oh yeah, yeah, it was submission to this. This was it. They're called game jams. That's right. So this was a game jam, and the Dream Arcade Archive. So I had to create like a little arcade game, and Jupiter Hadley, she's a YouTuber. Cute game. I included it in my Dream Arcade Archive compilation video series. If you'd like to take a look, yeah. So that was cool. She featured it in her thing. I thanked her for it, and yeah, it was brilliant. But the game was mathematics, and I thought it was kind of a cool idea. Just wasn't very well executed in hindsight. But it had a whole bunch of stats for you to tweak here, which is neat. Beginner, I think that just changes the. I know the fly speed was a separate variable. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe it was. Oh, that's right. It just sets everything. What I thought at the time was beginner, intermediate, and oh, it might be in the mass equations. That's right. Basically, the flies have numbers on them, and you've got an equation at the top of the screen, and you just got to eat the fly with the right equation. Now, a better option would have been that you eat as many flies as what the equation equals to. So that would have probably been a lot better. But um, I didn't really know how to do that, and I only had a really short space of time to do it. As I said, I've learned a lot while making this stuff, and it's just really cool to look back at, to be honest. So I thought I'd share this with you guys anyway. Hopefully you find it interesting. It's a little bit different to watching like games that have been made by like big companies like Nintendo and Sega. So hopefully you find some joy out of this. Crowd control. This was like, oh mate, this game. There's so much history behind it. So when I was at university, I created this game called Crowd Control, and it was a very simple twin stick shooter. My friend Marty and I, that's where I met my friend Marty actually, and he and I used to play the absolute shit out of it. But yeah, pretty much it's like Call of Duty Zombies, except for it's like top down. Um, and yeah, it was very basic. The version that I had like made, the very first version, it did not look anything like this. In fact, I think I've got the sprites for it somewhere here. I don't know who the hell that is. Go away. Where is it? Oh, it might be under this. I don't have any incriminating files or anything. Emulation stuff, maybe. I don't know. Is that incriminating? I don't know. Where the fudge is it? There it is. Okay, these were the original sprites, and if anyone wants these to just like do their own game with, I'm more than welcome to use them. Just let me know, or join me on Discord or something, and yeah, I'll upload them. Um, I will yeah. So these were like it was just a two-player co-op game. The red and the blue guy were player 1 and 2. I did have other colors here just in case, but I never had got it working. The zombies would tear down the walls and you'd fix them. There was only a shotgun and a machine gun, and these were the sprites here for those weapons. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Uh, I don't really want to show off too much because it's probably going to show a little bit of Stinky Dark Pirates. Yeah, not this, but like on my files. So yeah, and sadly that version of crowd control got lost. I had an old laptop and it died, and I had like a whole bunch of like classic like projects that I'd worked on, and they'd all gone. For some reason I had in my head that I needed to upload Rush Hour, which was the first game I made, like I said, and otherwise I was going to lose it. I just had this feeling like something my laptop was going to die soon, and it did, and yeah, I lost everything, crowd control included. And so this version here is me rebuilding it from the ground up. I had characters and everything. I thought I was cool. I still do. No, I'm kidding. Um, yeah. So I've got this was like I think I had some sort of yeah. She was just some punk chick. There was a kind of hillbilly guy that was a scientist, and she was I don't know. I think she was inspired by someone. Excuse me, someone that I was working with at the time. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They're a good friend of mine, so I was like, oh, I'll check them in the game. Uh, that's pretty much that. Yeah. In this version though, you can like get turrets. That's right. The turrets only shoot one direction, but I should have had it. So I mean, in hindsight now, I could like make them so much better these days. So you can put your turret on whatever angle you want, and yeah, it was really cool. This was the classic map. This here was the original map, and the only reason I know is because I've got footage, I think, of Marty and I playing this on the YouTube channel, and I did it square for square, pixel for pixel. I did the yeah, just redesigned the level. So this is what it looked like, the original level. But obviously these characters in that weren't as well polished looking or hand drawn looking. Um, so yeah, that's my collection of games from other people. Tom Hall did this one. I think yeah, Tom Hall did that one. Yeah, pretty cool. And then someone else did this. Tom Hall being the creator of my childhood game Commander Keen. Yep, he's on itch.io as well. So yeah, and oh boy, what an honor to I talked to him very briefly on X, and yeah, very cool guy. He's very approachable. So yeah, created Commander Keen, Wolfenstein 3D, and I think he left the id Software around the time that Doom was being created, and I think it was creative differences, which is fair enough. So yeah, very cool. So he's kind of like who inspired me a little bit inspired by Shigeru Miyamoto. Um, yeah, that's kind of what made me want to get into game design. But yeah, I grew up playing a lot of DOS games, um, Nintendo Entertainment System, uh, Sega Master System. Like I get picked on the school bus, and then I'd like come home and just play a game, and it was like really comforting for me. So, as cheesy as that sounds, but yeah. So video games have been a very big part of my life. Um, so this is why I decided to create games, and like I said, no one's gonna do it for you. If you want to create something, you've got to do it yourself. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to see your character moving on screen." So learn stuff. Um, Try and learn things if you can. If you get stuck, ask someone who knows. Um, or yeah, talk to somebody who's willing to help. I'm willing to help if you got any questions. So yeah, Game Maker's free. Like there's no fucking excuse, dude. Pick it up, give it a go. Learn a new skill. Follow your passion. So that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching. You probably just continue watching video games on YouTube or playing video games instead of creating them, and that's fine too. You don't have to create. You can consume as well. Each to their own. So yeah, thank you. And I love consumers because if it wasn't for consumers, I wouldn't have people playing my freaking games. So yeah, right. Take care, everybody. It's a fucking mad world out there.